Palantir and the rest of the stuff it's doing.
Okay.
But it is small compared to all the other big AI and the Pentagon Sentinel and all the rest of it.
Weird. That's wild. This is literally what you have dedicated your entire career towards. This is you, sir. Every day on your show, oh, there's a shadowy cabal of elites who are trying to control our entire lives. They're going to be implementing this deep AI-controlled systems in order to track and monitor everything that we ever do. They're looking more and more just like there's it's getting indistinguishable in some ways to tell what is real, what is not. The AI companies are promising us a wonderful, lovely future. I don't know if you remember when, the basically deep machine learning AI systems were really being touted by a lot of these tech bros. They told us that they would cure cancer, that they were going to be able to map, entire human genome sequences, use that to be able to fuse new forms of chemistry together and develop wonderful new life-saving medications that will save us. And in theory, that sounds lovely. But it turns out that a lot of these systems are effectively going to be used to monitor all of us and then use that information to make sure that you're not doing anything bad, like criticizing Israel. So if you're curious what I'm talking about, this came out. IDF veteran pitches White House on an AI program that will scan the open web for radicalization, following the Israel model of counterterrorism.
I have just built, Sean, the first AI-powered threat detection system for law enforcement that scans the open web for radicalization and tactical planning. And if somebody in the Trump administration is listening, partner with me and let's scale this and get local law enforcement the tools they need. My technology will prevent these threats from popping off. You have to get in front of these. The technology's here. The Israeli model meets Palantir quality engineering, and I've got it, and the White House needs to give me a buzz, and let's get this thing scaled nationally, and it's called Gideon.
Okay, I'm glad you threw the name in there at the very end, just so, oh my God, you hadn't sold me before, but then once I got, the news that it was called Gideon, oh, well, yeah, no, we are completely sold on this, sir. In any other world, this would be seen as horrifying. Like, could you imagine for a single breath of the Democrats even entertain the idea of any of this? It would be a 24-hour news cycle. The corporate shadowy elites are now using deep AI technology in partnership with foreign governments in order to track Americans and their social media use to make sure that they all stay in line. What is this dystopian hellhole? IDF veteran pitches this. I built the first AI-powered threat detection system for law enforcement that scans the open web for radicalization tactical planning. So essentially what this technology is going to be able to do is scan the totality of the web, including all of your social media, anything you have public basically, and find out how many times you have been radical. And how they define radical apparently is saying genocide is bad. I don't know. I don't know the entire criteria here, but that's what this technology is going to be used for. So fucking giddy up. It gets scarier. Hard to overstate just how totalizing social media surveillance is about to become, thanks to AI. Gideon scans incoming signals across the open web, Reddit threads, public forums, blog posts, conspiracy boards, comment sections, social managing platforms. And by the way, this is Palantir's proposal. I'm not the one making these weird ass spelling mistakes. You have all this technology and you can't spell threads? CADs? Conspiracy boards. Wait, conspiracy. Uh-oh. Social media, Discord servers, Telegram channels, X, formerly Twitter, TikTok comments, YouTube community posts. So have you ever thought, like, that one makes me so sad because I'm not a TikToker, as in I don't use the platform regularly, but my partner does. And she does this lovely thing where she curates TikTok for me. And so, at the end of the night, she can sit there and be like, I have all the cute dog videos to show you. And then I'm like, oh, awesome. And then I don't have to go through the nightmare that is like, just the channel changing experience that I find TikTok. But what she's always said to me as someone who likes TikTok is the best part about TikTok is the comments. And she's right. Like, no matter how funny a video is, go into the comments section and see which comments have reached to the very top. And they're fucking hilarious. Usually so inappropriate. I assume that's just like a lot of Gen Z humor. A lot of it is just deeply embedded with nihilism and other stuff. But man, the TikTok comments, they can be absolutely unreal. But now you got to worry. Now you got to be scared. Now you got to sit there and think, well, I don't know if I should put this down because one day Palantir will be looking at this and maybe I won't be able to cross the border again because they can pull it up. Like, you know, your passport gets scanned, everything is done. All right, sorry, we now just need to check out your social media history. My social media history. Oh yeah, everything. Have you ever shared a Reddit link? Have you ever commented in a YouTube video? Have you ever commented in a TikTok video? Do you have a YouTube channel? Have you posted in a YouTube channel? Any public-facing social media account that you might have that you didn't privatize, we got it. We got it all here. And so now I can pull it all up. All right, it seems at one point here, it's looking to be, what is this, June 1st, 2025. You made a statement that you said, be gay, do crime. You posted this. Be gay, do crime, June 1st. You still stand by that? Do you want to do crime? It's kind of a popular expression. I don't know. It was pride. I didn't really think that I'd be asked this. You know, more of a slogan. What does the slogan mean? It means terrorism. That you want to commit terrorism. That you're an enemy of the United States. Well, I mean, whatever your answer is, you better plan it because you're now going into the other room where they're going to question you a lot more intensely. Gaming spaces. Gamers, rise the fuck up. Wake up. All of you who have been sitting down, listening to all these weirdos, Nerdotic, Smash JT, fucking Geeks and Gamers, Grums, all that shit, they've been distracting you with intent. They've been distracting you and trying to tell you that the cause of all your problems is gay people, black people, indigenous people, you name it, the dreaded trans people. It is time for you to become activated. It is time for you to become radicalized. And it's time for you to fight. Because eventually, should you ever want to, this could affect you too. In-game chat logs. Clan servers, mod boards, underground gaming forums. I know a lot of younger gamers seem to enjoy a little thing called edgy humor, racism. And that could come to haunt you for the rest of your lives. We no longer are going to live in a world where you can just make a couple statements on a forum when you happen to be young. You could be like 16. I mean, most forums require you to be 13 or older to join. You could be a 16-year-old. You could have typed out a couple things that you will regret deeply when you are like 22 or 23. But it's forever on an AI system that now pops up when you try and cross a border, or you try to apply for a job, or you try to do anything. Are you trying to rent? Are you trying to start your life? Well, just let them hit up the old Palantir system. Yeah, it seems that 4 years ago or 6 years ago, I can't tell, you made this statement. So unfortunately, you will not be getting the job. Indicator patterns, grievance buildup, martyrdom language, hate speech and ideology, tactical prep, target references, suicidal intent, final post behavior. They need to know all about that. Yeah. Which is grotesque. One of those things where it's like, for what purpose? How does that serve your security? How is this in the interests of the United States government to know? Here are the indicator patterns. Grievances build up. How often are you virtue signaling? Do you do it more than once? Are you talking about a cause more than 2 or 3 times? That's a radical. That's a radical. You can say free Palestine one time only. If you say it a second time, we know that we have Hamas on our hands. Martyrdom language. Tactical prep. Final pote. This is supposed to be posts. Pots. How did this get, like, this is the stuff that they're showing to investors. Reddit threads. Conspiracy boards. Final pots. More martyrdom language. I'm sorry, I need to full screen this so everyone can truly appreciate what is taking place here. I need to expand this. It's been a while since I used the screen. All right, let us move this down. Okay, there you have it. Oh no, we need even more. I'm not even close. Ah, there we have it. So the indicator patterns include grievance buildups, martyrdom language, but martyrdom language is so dangerous, so potentially radicalizing, that it needs to be mentioned twice. Martyrdom language. Hate speech and ideology, target references, final post behaviors. In case your final pots were not enough to indicate that you were a potential threat, they need to know about your final post behaviors. You type this out correctly underneath the spelling mistake. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
kind of shit that you showed, like VC. I don't know. Maybe I got to start a fake AI company and just accept all of the endless amounts of VC money that can pour into it. Because is this the bar? You know, like, is this where it starts? I have no idea why this would reach public consumption. But anyways, I did want to see what a man who spent his entire career talking about how there's going to eventually be a shadowy control over the public. A group of elites are going to collaborate with the New World Order and the government to monitor everything that we do, to be able to use social credit scores to determine whether or not someone is or not part of the ideology. I'm talking, of course, about Alex Jones. He's got to have strong words.
And when you look at it, and you understand it, Palantir and the surveillance systems and the AI and all of it has been an outlier from the bigger companies. And it's been wanting to get big contracts, and Trump wants to use it to track illegal aliens and stuff, and the real ID that they're trying to bring in that's terrible, that never got implemented because it's unconstitutional. So I've been critical of all of that, and I obviously don't trust Palantir and the rest of the stuff it's doing.
Okay.
But it is small compared to all the other big AI and the Pentagon Sentinel and all the rest of it.
Weird. That's wild. Like, this is literally what you have dedicated your entire career towards. This is you, sir. Every day on your show, oh, there's a shadowy cabal of elites who are trying to control our entire lives. They're going to be implementing this deep AI-controlled systems in order to track and monitor everything that we ever do. Okay, it's happening. It's the Trump administration that is doing that in collaboration with big tech. They are doing the thing that you were really scared would happen one day. Right. But illegal aliens do need to be stopped. There's a lot of illegal aliens out there. And in the scheme of things, I mean, there's just so many projects, and this is really small in the pie, you know, the AI pie that it is. So we really need to take a step back here, folks.
The reason you're seeing the attacks on it everywhere is because it's trying to get contracts that other big tech companies already have, and because Palantir has been supportive of Trump. And
so this is capitalism. I know that he spent his entire life warning you all about this, and that this was one day going to come to pass. You'd think that he would be very excited to finally be like, hey, I got one thing right. One thing. I was warning you that one day the government might collude with rich oligarchs, capitalist corporations. I mean, fair enough, he's an anti-Semite who was probably talking about the Jews the entire time. But that notwithstanding, this just happens to be the fascistic government, the right-wing government of the United States that is now going to try and do this in collaboration with these big tech companies. You're shot. You should shoot it. But instead it's like, well, yeah, Trump knows what he's doing. Yeah, Palantir is a small piece. It's a small pie. You know, I am obviously against some parts of it, but you understand.
so, yeah, Trump is going to them because they've been supporters. But all this hype about Palantir, all of these systems can be used for control. All these systems are out of control. All the AIs are woke. So Palantir is being used to run AI drones, killing people in Gaza. All of it's very concerning. But why do people know?
If you fucking know, you can't like say out loud a real thing that is a horrifying reality and then be like, yeah, I know that's scary. But I gotta say,
about Palantir and nothing else. Well, that's because it comes from the left, only focusing on Palantir.
Okay. See, the radical commies and then the leftists and the Marxists and all those horrifying people that are the true enemies of civilization, well, they're trying to sound the alarm and be like, these advanced AI systems are actually being used for militaristic purposes, and it's horrifying, and we need to put a stop to it immediately. It's not ethical that it's being used on Palestinians in Gaza, let alone the fact that it is now going to be, proposed to be used upon U.S. citizens. That's really scary. Right.
Because it's seen as something being brought in to surveil the government itself and to try to find ways fraud and abuse. That's what Trump wants it for.
Okay, so his entire read of this is that this is already out there. The other AI systems are already using it, and they're woke. right? Which makes them evil. Every AI system is woke, apparently. Super evil, super woke. So this is an alternative to that. See, in this case, this is going to be directed and steered by Palantir, you know, a company that seems to just really want to profit from war and war crimes. And then Trump's going to use that to track what he feels are illegal aliens within the country. So it's not as bad. Slightly better. I mean, how are you going to fight the big tech if you don't also have big tech? We need big tech to battle big tech. This is the battle for our souls, the soul of America. Satan will prevail unless we do something about this.
Trump admin tasked Palantir with expanding U.S. surveillance state. And the New York Times and all of them are all over it. Palantir's deepening government ties spark fear.
He's just like, every single time I see this man, I'm like, I do not trust him. I don't. You know, the Majority Report actually had a really good interview the other day where someone was explaining how so much of what every single, you know, big tech asshole now who's trying to destroy the entire planet, just the worst evil nerds, all of this stems from them not understanding the science fiction stories that they grew up with and idealized. Peter Thiel seems to think that a lot of these stories, these dystopian or utopian science fiction novels, they were about the necessity to have a tech monarchy come into power. It's like someone who reads Dune and is like, oh, so Dune is actually about how we need total power, and it's a good thing if we exploit the resources of the spice in order to, again, acquire a stronger empire, because if we don't do that, the other houses will, and then the other houses will destroy us. So we must do it first. We must usher in the techno empire. It's so profoundly frustrating because, yeah, I didn't know at the core of all this, there's going to just be media illiteracy as a fundamental problem, you know? Well, yeah, that and the ketamine, I'm sure, is not helping the paranoia. See, like, the problem is, of all these people actually were doing what they were doing, which is like, oh, I'm actually using ketamine as prescribed by psychiatrists in order to help, you know, deal with a whole bunch of range of, you know, mental health issues that I'm suffering from. That would be wonderful. It'd be like, okay, it's going to be guided. You're going to sit down. You're going to realize that, like, maybe human beings have worth and they're not ants and ones and zeros and not worthy of a mass extermination based on your own weird interpretations of these old science fiction novels. But, like, how did you get through Dune? How did you get through all these years? How did you get through Dune and not realize that the precursor to Dune is AI becoming so powerful that there is a war? You know, there is a what is it? A Jiharian or Butlerian jihad. There's the Butlerian jihad that takes place before the events that take place in Dune. And one of the reasons why the technology in Dune is so unique and some of it feels medieval is because they're doing everything in their power consistently to avoid using advanced technology. That's one of the reasons why they have to harvest spice and why it's the most important part in the entire galaxy, because essentially this is the only way that they can have intergalactic space travel, because they don't have technology, because they're scared of AI and they're scared of it ever coming to pass. And if there are AI systems that still exist, they have to be found and destroyed. And like this whole book and series is about the dangers of colonialization, about Western colonialization specifically, and what they do in the Middle East, their extraction of oil, all that kind of stuff. This whole thing is an allegory towards that, and that what you think is supposed to be the hero of the story actually becomes this, you know, space and time traveling worm dictator. Like, why didn't you get any of that? Instead, you all just thought, well, it seems like the solution is we need the techno-monarchy to come over and take over and help us.
Years of centralized surveillance. And you've got the owner of it, the CEO of it, with all his statements about crushing the right wing in Europe and all the rest of it. I got serious concern.
We built the Torment Nexus from the famous sci-fi novel, Don't Build the Torment Nexus Energy. I love that tweet. It's so timeless. But it's one of those things where, first off, y'all don't have to worry about the fact that AI within the next couple of years is going to achieve the singularity. That is absolutely comical in the terms of the way that they are designing it. This is just consistent race to the bottom in that all the AI systems and the AI proposals that are taking place right now, it's a house of cards. It's a complete and utter disgrace that, like, there's very few people within tech that have reported on it responsibly, but their insistence that they need endless capital in order to continuously scale further and use more energy to the necessity of building nuclear power plants and stuff like that, it doesn't produce the results and an ROI in return. There's no long-term strategy. It's simply, on one end, we got to tell you all that this technology is going to revolutionize humanity as we know it and potentially destroy us. That's how scary it is. It's really, really scary, but it could do that, right? Well, yeah, I mean, if you just accelerate climate change to the point that we all just burn alive, yeah, you did it, but we don't have thinking machines. We don't have conscious robots, so we need to, like, determine that shit. But the other end is just like, keep giving us money. If you don't do that, other countries will, and someone else is going to win the AI race. So we are in a battle right now for the very soul of humanity. Give us your money, build the data centers, more. And then it's like, what does it do? Right now, tricks, a lot of magic tricks, but they're fun, they're neat, and enjoy, the Studio Ghibli AI filters, enjoy the ChatGPT recipes that you could do on command. Don't eat them. We still haven't worked out the whole weird thing where we're getting, these false negatives and incest, and it is telling people to eat glue and drink rocks and things like that. It's not great, but it's fun and it's neat and it's magic tricks. And we got to keep doing that because we need the most powerful magic tricks. Have you seen the video? I mean, it's pretty fucking stunning, Every single time you see one of those, this is not actually a human. You're not looking at a real person right now. This happens to be an AI-generated video. And you're like, well, that's horrifying beyond belief. I don't look at that and think, oh, the uses for this are endless. I see people already getting, like, Twitter broke down the other day because everyone got fooled by an AI kangaroo. There was a video footage of someone who was like trying to bring my Roo onto like the Melbourne airport or something. It was AI generated, and then all of the like Nazis on Twitter got so fucking mad. So angry because they were like, all of you fell for this, you fucking blah blah blah, and then they start getting mad at each other for half of them were like, but this is amazing, this is such great technology, we should be proud. Other people were like, you're gay. No, you're gay. I think you're gay. You're super gay because you wanted to gay the gay. And then it's like, well, that's what Twitter is now, a whole bunch of people calling each other gay.
It's just that endless hyping about it and only focusing on it is coming out of the left, and the populist anti-globalist movement has taken it absolutely hook, line, and sinker.
Well, that was Alex Jones. Oh, yeah, got to add the ads. So, unfortunately, he no longer cares about the globalists and the elites and the potential for technology companies to be able to track and monitor and observe everything you ever do in order to determine whether or not you are a threat to the state, because Trump did it. So it's good now. It's positive. He's going after illegal aliens. He's going to make sure that like less people are, potential insurgents and terrorists. So that's a good thing. And if you didn't know, there's other AI companies who already do this. This one's much smaller. It's a small bean, little baby, small bean, small baby. And so what they're going to be using this for, I think, is again to be able to track illegal aliens. So I mean, I don't know if we're completely against this, right? Like.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com